me.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another Nerds Order Music interview. I'm your host, and today I am with Reality Suite. How are you guys doing today?
Hey,
Hey,
what's going
guys.
on?
Awesome. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you guys so much for being here.
No problem.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
thanks for having us.
Absolutely.
Oh, it's an honor. Let's get started. Tell me a little bit about yourselves.
We're a band. We play music.
I'm the guitar player.
Yeah, I'm the singer.
Drummer.
I don't know what I am.
He really doesn't.
I'm just the janitor who shows up once in a while.
He's the gopher.
You know, since we're on that topic, you know, it's the most insulting thing to me is when I'm in a club, someone comes up to me and says, "Hey, you're the drummer, right?" Because like almost like the drummer has like a look, and you're saying I look like a drummer. What's that supposed to mean?
They recognize you. You're Reality Suite.
No, they're not saying you're Brian King from Reality Suite. They're
They
saying
should say that.
they're like eyeing me up. They're like, you look like a
A
drummer.
drummer.
You're a drummer.
Oh.
I mean, I guess I could be a bass player.
Oh, it could get worse.
Trust me, it's the worst. No one knows what a bass player is.
A bass player.
Bass. Yeah, I carry fish.
I was so close to making that joke. I was thinking you're a real big fish all of a sudden.
Sell out.
Classic. All right. What got you guys into music?
The sounds.
Kiss.
Really, it was just like it's an escape for me. Like when I started writing music, like lyrically, like it just getting everything, like my thoughts down on a piece of paper, and then like making melodies up. I mean, what really started me on music was the Titanic. My Heart Will Go On, Celine Dion.
Serious?
I'm very serious. I was 4.
The point that
to be
the ship
fair.
was going down says, I want to be a musician because the ship's going to go down.
The musicians that are playing on it as it's going down.
Well,
That's
that's
right.
how I started like singing. But like what really like why I love like why I have such a passion for it is because like I have such strong emotion and I'm very sensitive and like I don't know how to express myself sometimes. So like music is just the perfect form of expression, like, and it's just like saved me every day.
Totally. Yeah, my parents always played music around the house. My father had these huge speakers, Lafayette. Is that what they were?
Yeah, the Lafayette speakers.
Lafayette, which Antonio has in his garage at the moment.
Because I say I'm the curator for life.
Yeah,
I have some too. You're not guilty of that one.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm very fortunate that, you know, my parents always played music around the house. And when I was 5, my older cousins turned me on to Kiss and the Police and Rush and all that stuff. And then, yeah, it's literally 5 years old. I wanted to start playing the drums and I just never looked back. So
Nice.
until I'm looking back now.
Yes.
I had an older neighbor that was probably twice my age. I was like 5 years old, and he would draw Kiss posters and just, you know, pictures of Kiss and, you know, Paul, Gene. So I'm 5, 6 years old and I have them plastered all over my room. And he just got me into the music. So from there, I was just a diehard fan.
Mm.
But I did start playing drums on pots, pans, coffee cans. That's where I started. Before I
really?
first started. Yeah.
Ah,
I forgot
cool.
about
Same
that.
here, actually. I got the pots and pans mode.
You know, medallion.
Actually, I did want to be a drummer too. I begged my parents. I begged them for a drum set. They would not, and like I would go over to my aunt's boyfriend's house at the time, and he had a drum set, like a whole setup in the basement, like. And like sometimes like I would get on the mic, and then my uncles would get on the guitar and bass, and he would get on the drums, and then we would just jam, like. Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah, both my sisters dated and married guys who were in bands, and so I've acquired used equipment that they didn't care for anymore, and I just learned on it.
Yeah, Antonio and I grew up around the block from each other. So when we were like in the 3rd or 4th grade,
Yeah,
I had a drum set. He had a guitar. It was actually his brother-in-law's guitar.
that's right.
And a mutual friend, his cousin, introduced me to him because he figured, well, you guys live around the block from each other and you both own instruments. It wasn't that we could play them well. It's just that we owned instruments. So that qualified us to be in a band. So that was,
It fell in our hands.
yeah.
That's awesome.
That is honestly. Which brings me to my next question. How did y'all meet?
Craigslist.
You were the third fan who said that.
No, we really? Awesome.
Yes.
That's all
I'm not
right.
the only
So
one.
We're gonna change that
Really?
story.
Oh my God, you serious?
First one was Sepsis. Second one, we got the band name from Craigslist, which was Illusions of Grandeur. And now you guys are the third to mention Craigslist.
Man, we're
Wow.
not original anymore. Damn.
yeah, we're gonna work on a supermarket.
Well, we've known each other for a long time.
Yeah. We
and
grew up with each
we
other.
met
Thank
Kimmy
you.
on Craigslist.
Yeah.
What made you guys think of the band name?
Well, they had thought of the name actually. I joined after, so.
Thought you were gonna come up with a witty story. or
Yeah, well,
something.
yeah.
Oh, me? I was supposed to.
Come on.
It
Yeah.
was on a napkin. It was on a napkin.
And we found the napkin under the table.
Yeah.
At a motel. We were all drunk one night. We were at a motel.
It was an hourly motel.
Yeah, hourly. Yeah. What? What?
Yeah.
What is
Yeah,
that?
it was.
No. Okay,
They have
so-
those around here in Jersey.
on the turnpike, of course. Hey, on the turnpike. No, what happened was we had a band name called the Industry Standard, which we were rocking for a little while,
About a year and a half.
maybe, and a singer or two, and we just kind of felt like the music we were creating was
Not so standard.
not standard, right? And it was grander than the band name, so we wanted something bigger. Not that Reality Suite is bigger, but we were just I was driving in the car. I was on my way to work one morning, and I was listening to Howard Stern, and they were talking about reality TV. And for some reason, the word reality stuck in my head. I said, reality something, or something reality. And I wrote it on a napkin, and that napkin floated around my car for a few months. And then I was on the phone with Joe, and we were brainstorming, and he
Was at a motel. And,
An hourly motel.
Yeah, hourly motel, and a bunch of sweets were around me, and that's how the second half came in.
And they didn't like the other ideas I had for the band, which was Cartwheel Accident and Grass versus Asphalt.
Wait.
I like Grass versus Asphalt. That
It
would be
does
great.
sound interesting. I do
Good
admit.
song name.
Yeah.
Or
Good album title.
Because it's,
album title, yeah.
it's always an edge right between the two. They're always fighting.
Yeah, but I'm not into edging.
Oh, I am.
Not anymore. Not after what happened.
Wait, what happened?
Damn dogs.
We'll talk about that after.
Dun dun dun. Gets worse every
Oh,
time.
gosh.
All right. What is the music writing process for you guys?
Ah, yes. It's
mix.
actually, it's pretty interesting. We all use fax machines. So we send each other notes, and we kind of combined all the words to one song.
We're trying to go old school.
We used to,
sampling.
before that, we used the tin can and string. It didn't work as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just heard, it sounded like Charlie Brown's parents.
Oh my god.
Basically, when we're in a songwriting session, we send Aunt out for coffee. And
By the time he comes back,
Actually,
we
sometimes.
have to
the
get the
song's
ring.
written.
Not lying.
Aunt, could you move my car? He comes back, triggers,
Done.
done,
Done.
demoed, everything.
Baseline, the whole nine. Jimmy
Goodness.
usually writes the baseline, so
Yes.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah.
Each time is actually totally different.
we collaborate in different ways. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy how each song comes together like differently. Like Playing with Fire was one of our first, right?
Right.
And I had written the lyrics and the melody before even meeting them. And then Joe had written the guitar part, and it just like fit, which was crazy. And then like the other songs, sometimes we would collaborate on Google Drive, and then Triggers was, we wrote it by a campfire, and it just like came out, and yeah.
Yeah, I think the one thing that we're good at, is obviously collaboration, but I think we're all pretty good at not settling for mediocre. I think we're all, well, I feel like I'm not trying to sound cocky, but I think we give each other enough of a hard time that we could say, you know what, Aunt, that's not working, or
We actually
You know
have a
what?
bullwhip on the corner of our room. So if we don't like something,
Yeah,
And I got a lot of scars, man. Let me tell you.
he starts edging. But yeah, I think our filter is pretty good as far as you know, not. I mean, we set the standards high, so we don't want to let each other down, so to speak. You know.
Yeah. It's always good to set the bar high so you have something that you want to aim for.
At least 3 out of the 4 of us do. Yeah. This side of the room.
Yeah, they're making fun of me again.
Oh, don't do that.
It's a shirt. It's a shirt, dude. You got to come in a little bit more. We're missing.
Can you read that? Is it back?
I'm young, fresh, and fly.
I love it. That's so 90s.
I got it for $3 in Patterson.
Are you in Connecticut? Is that?
Yeah, I am.
We're in Connecticut.
Newington, a small town.
Okay. Is that? I don't know Connecticut. Is that near Stanford?
More near Hartford.
Okay.
Yeah. Next question is actually one of my favorite ones I've been wanting to ask all day. What is the meaning of triggers? Because I did tear up a lot when I heard that one. I really did.
Wow.
Yeah, well, wow. Yes, triggers it's basically about just dealing with everything that was happening, like being locked up and all the uncertainty and anxieties and depression and just everybody being at each other's throats and like being like in the like it was just a high anxiety. I feel like everyone had so much anxiety with everything that happened, and yeah, it was just basically that.
Yeah, the song is kind of like an outlet to let you know that it's
It's
things will be all right, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's again, that was another great collaboration where we were coming from different angles and like we didn't want it to be so down, so we threw in the whole I survived aspect of it.
Well,
Yeah.
it's true. I mean, I have survived darker times because like I went through a lot with my previous relationship and like it was very emotionally abusive. So like figured like, coming out of that, like this is nothing. Like
I know your pain. I just got one of those myself, actually. Oh, I know
Yeah.
exactly how that feels.
and like everything's gonna be better, like because sitting at home with not being able, like all our shows got canceled, everything, like it's hard, like it's hard for everyone, and in so many different ways.
Yeah, you can certainly adapt it to different situations. It's not just about the pandemic or, like Kimmy said, in relationships. It could just be any hard times that you've gone through in your life.
Triggers, it could be literally anything,
Anything.
like in
Anything.
everything, like in your life. So
I like turtles.
He's addicted to turtles.
yes.
Feel free to edit him out whenever you need to.
Oh no, I see. This makes it so much more funnier. So I'm not editing out jack shit. All right. Well, speaking of shows, I seen that you guys have performed it before, right? A few times.
Say again?
I was doing some research. It shows that you guys have performed a few times. Is that correct?
In Connecticut?
No, in general.
Oh
A few
yeah.
times in the 10, 12 years or
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Tell me what that was like.
2020?
Our last performance was March 7th last year, but we're working
Yeah,
on
March
this.
7th?
been about a
Was it
year.
March 7th?
It was March 7th.
March
Yeah, you just.
March 7th?
No,
Or was it the
7th.
11th? I thought it was the 11th.
No, it's the 7th.
Yeah.
I can't believe it's been a whole year without being
Yeah,
on
look at that.
stage.
I can't forget it because it was our last time and it sucks,
What's
But,
it like being
yeah,
on
no.
stage?
Nothing like it, man. It's the best feeling in the world.
Yeah, you get like this adrenaline rush, and it's just
Yeah, it's like, I think the way I feel, it's like that 40, 45 minutes, hour, whatever you're on stage, it's like everything around you, any issues you have outside of music disappears.
gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
It's
all
just
about
that moment.
Yeah.
It's like you're right.
It's the
in that
best time. It
moment.
really
Yeah,
is. It's the best time.
It is.
It's bad though when you're off, when you get off stage and you start breaking down and
And then you're like,
reality
you
hits
still,
you.
Yeah.
you still want to be like,
Yeah.
you're like, now I want to
Yeah.
go back on stage again.
Yeah.
It's a party. It's always
Yeah.
a party up there, man.
What was your most favorite performance you ever did?
Wow, that's a great question. There's many. There's so many. Favorite performance, geez.
Most recent favorite would
Oh,
probably be
I
opening
know.
up for Vixen for me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
That was a great stage.
that was such an
great people.
experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
the two major bands that we opened up for, Rat and Vixen, were both stellar, both monumental for us because those stages were enormous. The crowd was fantastic.
And then them singing back, like
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
O's,
Oh my
like
God.
I mean, it's awesome. The energy, it's just
Even the Alpha Wave show, the live CD that we have,
mhm.
that was a great show.
Yeah, it was a very unique show, and we loved it. It was very
Yeah,
cool.
it's very intimate. Yeah.
Also, our first show that we ever did together stands out to me. At the Loop Lounge.
Oh, I forgot that. one.
Yeah, we did
What?
Playing with Fire, and everyone was echoing.
That was the first show.
Yeah, she's right. It was.
That was the first
God.
time I was ever on
Totally.
stage.
I think
with
I have
them,
it somewhere.
and it was awesome. It was awesome.
Yeah, it was.
That was awesome.
Wow.
It was an awesome night.
I gotta dig that up
Wow.
somewhere.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think I have it too.
I wish I could have seen you guys live. Honestly, I would have loved that.
It-
Well,
it's-
maybe when pandemic is over, right?
Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
impossible. You know, it is more than possible. You would probably see us soon.
Yeah.
we have shows on the books. It's just we're hoping that they happen.
Yes. I mean, with the summer, I'm outdoors. Hopefully,
Yeah.
able to do something.
My next question would be, who would you guys love to collaborate with on stage and in studio?
Oh my God, Lizzie Hale, or
Good one.
well, Hailstorm, The Pretty Reckless, Taylor Momsen,
Mm. Paramore. would be kinda cool.
Paramore.
Definitely.
Actually, yeah, I don't know. There's so many amazing artists. I would love to.
On Instagram this past week, I saw there's a band. Do you know the band Extreme?
I've heard of them.
Okay. Their guitar player, Nuno Betancourt. You should know his name, Nuno Betancourt. But he's actually mixing bands now. Like he's been a producer, forever. And like with the pandemic, a lot of like larger bands aren't playing out, they're not touring, so they're looking for things to do. So he posted on his Instagram, send me your tracks, I'll mix it. Obviously he's probably like a hefty fee. But from a collaboration perspective, I would love to have like somebody like Nuno Betancourt or somebody like that, a big producer. I mean, we love everyone we've worked with, don't get me wrong, but some of our inspirations or some of our idols to actually mix our tracks, that would be awesome to me.
We like avenues.
Are you saying Antonio, that Nuno's better than Antonio? Are you putting him down again?
Pause.
Oh my God.
No, of course, and we would record it, we would send it to Nuno and Nuno would mix it.
Dude.
He would make it sound phenomenal.
Yeah, more than words.
He'd
More
probably
than
he'd probably
words.
toss my solo out and say, "Hold on, just hold my beer. Let me get that for you."
Everybody, more than words. Nobody? All right, thanks, guys.
You guys are
It's all right.
losing me.
That's okay. We lose everyone sometimes. Okay. I hope that answered you.
It did. It was more than enough, more than I expected. I loved it. All right. I think my next question would be, what is the best piece of advice you were ever given when you entered music?
Play the lottery.
Don't enter music.
Play the, no,
Never
that's horrible.
stop.
Yeah.
Don't give up. Yeah. I remember I was 16 and I was like crying. And like, I remember my uncle telling me like, because I was like, I'm not like, I'm not discovered yet, blah, blah, blah. Like, I give up. Like, he's like, what are you talking about? Like, people get discovered. And like all ages. So
Yeah.
like, he like kind of shattered that mindset that I had, like that, like you have to make it by a certain age or, like,
Yeah, totally.
and yeah, so like I'm just never gonna stop.
Yeah, I would give the same advice. You got to do it for yourself. Do it because you're passionate about it. Because if you don't do it for those reasons, you're going to be disappointed overall. So you just got to, do it for yourself and set the bar high. But also I think you have to also take into consideration what some, like if there's people that you look up to as far as like say songwriters or producers or managers or whatever, and they're giving you constructive criticism, you know, some people say don't listen to other people, you know, you're gonna wreck your ego or whatever. But you know, I think in my personal experience, you know, if you have an open mind and you listen to what other people offer you, you know, take it with a grain of salt, but also consider it. You know, if somebody's telling you, hey man, your songs, let's just say your songs aren't that good. You got to work on the hook. You got to work on the groove or whatever it is. You know, I can remember being young and being like, well, fuck you. What do you know? This is my song. You know, when you're, you know, when you're just starting out, you kind of have that attitude like, what the fuck do you know?
Yeah, that like
That
ego,
chip on your
like,
shoulder.
whoa,
Yeah.
you know.
But
I
really,
still
what the
remember-
fuck do you know?
No, I still remember Joe and I were in a band, and remember Back Alley Bang, and we were trying out singers.
Yes.
And there was a singer that came in, and we were having such a hard time. This is way before Kimmy. We were having such a hard time finding a singer, and this one guy came in. And he had balls because he literally told us, he's like, guys, you know, I like your songs, but you tend to lose your groove. Like a certain part of the song will really groove, and then you'll just like, you know, lose it. And at that time, I took the attitude like, screw him.
The
You
fuck
know?
are you? Yeah.
Yeah. But then, you know, as you kind of, you know, you listen to other bands, you listen to other music, and you start to say, well, why do I like this song? What is it about this song that I like? And you kind of analyze it and you try to use those qualities in your own songwriting. Yeah.
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 Say yeah.
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 Just don't give up.
I'll say
Yeah, don't
yeah.
give up.
I mean, yeah, don't give up. Like that was the best advice. Like, knock it off. Like, don't give up. Like, you love this. Why would you stop?
Well, speaking about what you said about Discovery earlier, when did Dakota find you guys? Like, when did you sign on with DI Records?
That was recently.
2019, right? Was it late 2019?
I started talking to Dakota at the end of 20.
Yeah, it was still like late. It was late in the summer
Yeah.
of 2019.
Well, it was like a long courting process. We kind of dated for a while, and you know,
And the promise ring came out.
he was very delicate and he treated the relationship really well.
Yeah.
And
Walked us through it.
it grew.
See what I have to deal with?
It grew.
It grew. That's
No,
right.
but no, literally, it was. We had released our album Awaken on CD and digitally in June of 2019.
19 was the outway.
And we're on a label called Lions Pride Records.
Yep.
And we had some issues with that relationship. And he approached us towards the end of 2019. And him and I actually had a conversation on the phone. You know, he basically gave me everything that they could offer us. And I basically said to him, I was like, look, man, you know, we're kind of, you know, like when you get out of a relationship and you're kind of like a little like,
PTSD.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Oh,
I don't know.
definitely. I know that feeling all too well.
Like,
Scorn.
oh
I don't
no,
wanna
well
say
then.
It's like you break up, but you still live together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I said to him, I said, look, I don't know if we're ready to commit to anybody at this point, but you know, let's sleep together. So
You gotta break it in gently.
yeah, you know. So anyway, so yeah, but Dakota's great, and we like remained friends, you know, after that phone call, and we just kind of he stayed in our stratosphere,
Yeah.
Stratosphere.
and
Remember that band? Stratosphere.
stratosphere.
No,
Chris,
no, no.
Yeah, wasn't it Chris? Wasn't Chris in it?
Oh, Chris Cornell,
No.
Chris
Morrow.
Squire, Chris
Morrow.
Morrow.
Moving on.
But yeah, no, so we just kind of remained friends, and when we were promoting one of the singles in 2020, Cut Burn Bruise, he was very active in the promoting of it and everything. So we initially signed on with DI Records as a promotional deal, because he was doing a lot of help. And it's not even just like he was doing it, you know, because it was his job. He was doing it because he was passionate about it. He was, you know,
Yeah.
so passionate about it. It was really inspiring. And so when we were releasing Triggers, it just made sense to go with Dakota and DI Records.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's a
I
great
love
guy.
his passion. Such an awesome dude. Honestly,
Yeah.
like I'm the
Yeah.
same way with music because music saved my life. So I started this project up to give back to the bands, and I want to start spreading their stories as much as their music. That's why I got into this. It's more of a passion project.
Cool.
So he and I clicked like that when he found me because like we're very similar when it comes to the passion of music.
Yeah, he definitely has a lot of passion.
Totally. I mean, we had such a passionate phone call a few weeks ago.
Oh, here we go.
Wait,
No.
really?
Did you get the
No.
tissue box out?
No,
and the,
no, actually, it was a night where Kimmy and Joe weren't here.
Uber
It
dome?
was just-
Yeah.
it was-
Where's the
Wait,
Uber dome?
wait.
No. This is a serious conversation.
He lowered the lights.
Antonio and
Glass of
I,
wine.
Oh,
had
now
done-
I'm involved.
we had done an interview. We did a podcast. These guys didn't come, and
I can't.
afterwards we had a business call with Dakota. You know, it was 2 weeks away from releasing Triggers. Wanted to make sure all of our ducks were in a row. You know, big launch and all that stuff. And for like about 40 minutes, we were just busting on Antonio's balls for like 40 minutes. Instead of like talking about, all right, guys, we got this promotion going on. You're all set up with this, that, and that. It just became like all these innuendos and busting Antonio's. Anyway,
Never
I'm a
ends.
specialist for that.
yeah.
I actually recently noticed that about him too, because he put me in a group with one of his friends, Patrick, but I don't know how to say his name. But it was like he was making those innuendos. I'm like, okay, his comedy is very similar to mine. I love this guy already. Because my humor falls a lot in that too. So I see that for the first time. I'm like, is this really Dakota? I love it. The guy's great.
Yeah, man.
His passion, his comedy, it's all lovely. So my next question is, what is next for you guys? What's coming out? What's the future like for your band?
We hate predicting the future because it never becomes exactly what you want it to be.
Wait, are we saying anything?
But we definitely have things lined up.
Before, right?
I know, but I forgot. Are we gonna say anything? Oh, okay.
We're saying we're gonna break some news.
What's in your
Breaking
future?
news.
I mean, we do have brand new news right now. Joe has a new pedal.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, actually, that is news. That's
Yeah.
great
It's a
news.
distortion pedal. It's this big.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know,
It takes
tiny,
9-volt battery.
Yeah. Stomp on it.
from back in the day.
He's
A
happy.
it's a Rocktron.
There-
You're gonna try it tonight, right after this interview.
That's right.
Can't wait.
I just want to point out that Antonio is the shortest in the band, but somehow whenever we do interviews, he sits on a high chair. So notice how I look like I'm the shortest. I look like the little.
I think I'm actually I'm shorter if
The
I stand up.
stepchild.
Hold on a second.
Not to,
Wait,
men-
guys, wait. We
It's the
actually
same.
have like some exciting news.
not to mention when we do a photo shoot, he's up front. Even Kimmy's in.
Wait, are we
behind
not
him.
mentioning the news? We are. Okay.
Wait,
Go for it, Kimmy.
we're gonna mention
Okay.
this?
Breaking
Kimmy,
news.
Kimmy doesn't know the news.
Oh.
She doesn't know yet.
Wait, I truly
Exclusive interview here.
She's throwing the golf ball in the ocean.
Okay, the news is we're releasing a vinyl.
Yeah.
I'm
Vinyl.
super excited.
Yes. Vinyl album.
And we're really happy about it.
Yes.
It's in the
Super
making
happy.
right now.
It's in the
Super
making.
excited.
So what we're doing is we're actually finally releasing Awaken on vinyl in June.
It's organic. Someone's carving it out of, just a pen.
Yeah, it's going to be on a 78 record.
That's right.
No, but and it's going to have Triggers, which is the bonus track. Triggers was not on the original release, and it's going to have new photos, new band photos on it. We're going to try to work on like a poster of some sort. Maybe we'll sign it, and
Super excited.
it's got a unique playlist order too. It's like completely revamped. A couple songs remastered.
It's gonna be a good time, man.
I'm excited as hell.
Yes.
I collect vinyls personally, so it's like I would love to have that in my collection.
Me too.
It's like right behind me, that little cabinet down there. I have all my records in there, right below the speakers, and I just
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
And you got a
Oh,
Pac-Man machine.
it works actually.
What?
That's
awesome.
awesome.
my
Very
God,
cool.
That's incredible.
I'm a super nerd retro dude right here.
Yeah.
Nice.
So what kind of vinyl do you collect? What bands?
Well, mainly current stuff like that. I collect all genres. I have some
Mhm.
funk, orchestra, rock, metal,
That's
everything.
yeah.
Very
Great,
cool,
dude.
man.
That's awesome.
Main
Yeah,
reason I
got
do a lot
collection.
of current is because current is the reason I'm still alive.
Yeah.
Like their music got me through a lot of mental shit more
Cool.
than once, and that's what got me to start this project because of the music and how it saved my life.
Yeah, man.
That's awesome, dude.
It's
Yeah.
good news, man.
Are there record stores in your area?
There's a few, but I get most of my stuff online because it's like I know what I'm looking for, and not all stores have what I'm looking for.
Yeah, true.
Such a pain, even, especially with CDs too. I do the same thing. I get everything online because like a lot of the good bands, the underrated bands, don't have vinyl, so it's like you got to look for the CDs.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
frustrating.
But we're gonna have a vinyl, so
I'm really
Yeah.
I'm excited
Yeah.
because I just started a vinyl collection, so I'm excited about that. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited as hell to see that one be released. I'm already waiting for it. I'm gonna pre-order that as soon as it's available for pre-order.
Yeah.
Great, thank you, man.
We're it's actually being released right now. It's exclusively through Spin Me Round Records, which is a record store out of Easton, Pennsylvania, and we're actually releasing it on Record Store Day on June 12th. So if you can get out there, we're actually performing on Record Store Day at Spin Me Round Records. So
I wish I could. I if I can make it, I'll try, but no promises.
yeah,
Yeah, no problem.
I understand.
it's in a record store, man. There's vinyl there.
Yeah.
I know.
Pick up some
I
vinyl.
it's like I'm on a crusade for vinyl. Just goes out there.
We'll sign your record for you.
I've been out to Hartford for vinyl. I'll drive.
Yeah, he drives like
He's
Everywhere.
crazy just to go in like the store for 5 minutes. So
Yeah,
like, what?
how do you
Yeah.
know that?
How long to
I'll
go in
drive
there for
an
how
hour
long?
to go to a store for 5 minutes because I know what I'm looking for too.
Exactly. Like, you know what you want.
browse.
You just get in, get out. It's like we
Yeah.
know what we want to get.
Yeah. But I'm usually looking for, out of print stuff and obscure stuff. So it's usually like the luck of the draw type of thing.
Yeah.
So like if it's something like the new Ghost or the new
extreme.
Extreme, I'll just order it online. But yeah.
Yeah, like some stuff I get in store, like old school stuff, like Parliament.
Village People.
Yes, exactly.
Wow,
I'm being dead serious.
Me too.
that's awesome.
Got BGs.
There you go.
Yeah, my mind is everywhere with music. I listen to almost all genres. It's just how I am. I like
That's
keeping
cool,
I
man.
like keeping an open mind.
Yeah,
But
it's
metal
awesome.
and rock is always like my home genres.
Awesome, man. Very cool.
There's so much meaning in it. That's why I love it. Like you can listen to most metal songs today, and you can hear like so much like emotion into the vocals. Which is
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, in music of the past, especially, I was listening to Aerosmith today. It's like the lyrics are so badass, man. It's
Yeah.
good stuff, man. Like listen to Dream On, it's still damn good.
it was so close. I'm about to say Dream On.
Yeah, you know.
Not gonna lie, I actually listened to that today myself earlier. Aerosmith, AC/DC, Queen,
Yeah,
Yep.
such great groups. Honestly,
just solid stuff, man.
Mhm.
I think there was such more demand for quality music at the time. I feel like nowadays it kind of dipped a little bit, in certain genres.
oh, it did definitely.
It's like some things are just a little too easy to do and people would just accept it.
Yeah. Well, you had the time to develop as artists. You hear that all the time. But in the 70s and 80s, they gave you 2-3 albums to evolve and to
Yeah.
discover your sound and become, it's like Bon Jovi didn't become Bon Jovi until their third album, and nowadays,
Yeah.
if you don't have a hit on your first album,
You're
you're
dropped.
dropped and
Yeah.
you're indie again. So remain indie.
Well, honestly, everything I've heard so far, I love, especially Triggers. Like I just fell in love with that song.
Thank you.
Like,
man.
Thank
like this, like the second he sends to me, I'm like, okay, what's this? He goes, listen to it. I'm like, okay, I'll listen to it. Me blasts it. I blast out those things behind me, like full volume. I'm like, okay, no, I love this. I wanted to get in touch with you guys immediately as soon as I heard it, and it's like he was like, "Go for it." I'm like, "Thank you," and I just sent you guys the message.
Sweet.
Awesome.
Just a nice dude, honestly.
Yeah.
Also a jokester as well. He and I were texting earlier. Well, yesterday he goes, "Don't worry, he knows I'm an asshole." And I'm over here like, "See, now I know."
That's cool, man. It's all good.
I can only imagine playing Cards Against Humanity with that kind of guy.
Yeah, right.
That'd be fun. That game is terribly funny. Yeah. Thank you guys so much for being here. This was a blast, honestly. I loved it. And I'm keeping my eyes peeled for that vinyl. I'm super excited.
Well, thank you so
Awesome.
much,
Thank
man.
you. Yeah, thank you for interviewing us.
Have you
Thank
had
you
the
for-
chance to watch the videos?
I did watch a few, like Triggers. I watched
Yeah.
a few others, and Triggers by far is my favorite out of everything I've seen so far.
Awesome.
Sweet.
Okay.
Awesome. Yes.
I love the symbolism in the video,
Yes.
like from the I'm trying to say like from the stretched camera angles, like it being ripped apart and stuff like that. At least that's how I perceived it.
Mhm.
Yeah, I honestly loved it. I actually watched it like 5 times today. I can't get enough of it. I really can't.
Thank you, man.
Thank you.
I said some of my buddies today, and one of them was like, "Dude, how dare you hide this from me?" Over here, like this round now.
That's cool,
great.
man.
That's awesome,
We appreciate
yes.
Yeah,
that.
thanks for
Thank
sharing
you.
it, man.
Thank you
Yeah,
for
thank
spreading the
you.
word. Yeah.
Of course. Whenever I work with a new group, I always send the songs to my groups because we sometimes do a voting poll, like should I work with them, should I not? I do that sometimes, and sometimes I just send it to send it, and it's like I got like a lot of thumbs up from everyone today, so it was great.
Cool.
I'm gonna need the names of the people that gave thumbs down.
Oh, no one did.
You just
I'm
send
being
the-
dead ass. No one gave a thumbs down.
That's wonderful, man. That's awesome.
Thanks.
Good to
Out of
hear.
like 250 people, there was no thumbs down.
We're hoping to get popular on Reddit somehow.
Oh, Reddit's a wonderful place.
Is that like Tinder?
No, Reddit.
Oh, it's much worse.
Yeah. They do all sorts of sorts on there.
It's
Yeah.
like the dark web, but in comedy. Sorry, what were you saying?
Yeah, no, I'm still trying to figure it out, actually. I'm following Wall Street Bets.
Wall Street Bets on Reddit?
Yeah, because the whole
Yeah.
GameStop thing that was happening.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And that's
Big
when
Oh,
I actually joined the stock market.
yeah, I love that. Like they're tanking now. All of a sudden, that stock market shit happened. They go right back up. It's like, what the hell? Oh, I read about that. I was laughing. Like I'm just like, oh, when Reddit saves a company,
Mhm.
that was great.
Yeah,
I laughed way too hard at that, to be honest.
man.
Like you wouldn't expect that from Reddit. You really wouldn't.
Yeah.
Well, what happened exactly?
Oh, you don't know
I
what
know
happened?
GameStop, something happened, like there was stock.
no.
But what happened on Reddit?
On Reddit, like that's where the group was. They were talking about it, so they they're like, hey, so we're all going to buy this stock.
Okay.
And-
And they did it and they made it skyrocket?
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
what happened?
And now all the hedge fund people who like, I don't know exactly how it works. Like they borrowed the money for the stock or whatever, but they basically bankrupted.
They
Yeah.
screwed
They
someone over that was like
they
a big
lost
wig or something.
billions of dollars or whatever. Because I don't know how it works. They were holding the money in there because they're like, oh, that stock is never gonna go up, blah blah blah, and they were gonna buy it back. But then the stock went up, so now they couldn't buy back the stocks. Yeah, so
Yeah,
they,
it's hard. It's hard to explain
yeah, it's
quickly, but I
confusing.
know what happened.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Long story short, the nerds united and saved GameStop. Essentially,
Exactly. Like,
That's a
and
good way to put it.
yeah, pissed off a lot of really rich finance guys, and
I love it. They got
basically
trolled.
made them poor.
Essentially,
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
that was great. Yeah, I think I'm gonna wrap things up here. Thank you guys a lot for being here. This has been another Nerds Order Music interview. Today, our guests were Reality Suite. I hope you all have a great night and everyone be safe.
Thank
you.
you.
You
Take
too.
care,
Good
man.
night.
Thank you.
Take care.
One.